actually, the mic that I have on there could probably do all this for us. It sounded pretty good, but in the last one it was more of a trial run, and the audio clips are really hard for me to sync up, but I got it to where you could barely notice it. Yeah. But it was just like slightly bit off.
Slightly. You'll get it.
Yeah, so, oh well. Kev's gonna give us his recap on his picks this past weekend. He
wasn't good.
He let you all down.
Yeah, I did.
And we lied. We don't know how to fix your fantasy team.
No.
0-4 now.
I'm 0-4. But
do you still have hope that you're gonna save it?
Yeah, I do. I think it's gonna pull itself out. It's gonna pull it out.
I mean, just like how Jonathan Taylor's hurt, a lot of their benches suck.
Yeah.
I know Mel watches. I hate to put him on blast like this, but he was saying today he needs a running back. And I was looking at his team. The only two I would even want is Justin Jefferson and Kelsey. Other than that, up and down the line. I almost just want nobody to trade him just because last year just let him suffer a little bit. I don't know. I don't know. I'm a mean friend, I guess.
Yeah. You're just throwing that right out there.
Yeah, well, sometimes people talk to you a certain way, you remember it. I remember him just always. Whatever. All right, run us through your recap and.
All right. Well, last week I gave like 10 picks, and some of them were the unders, and like 3 unders, and I tried to pick points and stuff, and I ended up. Out of 10 picks, I ended up 3-7.
All right, there we go. The running Killa Kev podcast. He's 3-7.
Okay, so that's fine.
He promises that he's going to turn it around for you.
I'm gonna do better. I figured I better not. See, I came out of the gate. I came in hot, and I thought, well, I'll just pick 10 of them and just start 10-0. So now I'm going to back it up to 4 that I feel good about.
Do we have a lock of the week this time?
You know what? No, I'm not going to say a lock of the week. A lock's worth 2, though, right?
What do you guys think? Lock worth 2?
If I say lock, I either get 2 or I lose 2.
All right, we can do that.
So I'm not calling a lock yet. I'm going to see how I do. But Auburn, this is a high-profile game. Auburn at Georgia. But Auburn's getting 29.5 points, and I think they should have no problem covering that. Georgia can't hardly cover spread. They can't even cover the spread. Like Kent State and Missouri, The
only thing is, Penn State going into Auburn and beating them like that. Georgia's kind of under the hot seat. Everyone's counting them out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they came out here and just beat the hell out of them.
All right, well, that might happen too. You never know. Oklahoma State versus Texas Tech. And I'm saying Oklahoma State -10. Take that. This is the 5th straight ranked team that Texas Tech has played. I think they're probably getting a little wore out. And I think Oklahoma State can cover the 10.
All right.
TCU at Kansas. And Kansas just beat Iowa State 14-10. So Iowa State has figured out how to slow them down. They had definitely made the blueprint, and I think TCU can capitalize on that, and they can score themselves. They scored 55 against Oklahoma, which doesn't mean a whole lot, but so I'm taking TCU -4.5 at Kansas.
It's a big game. Game day.
Yeah, it's a big game. And
Kansas is on a roll, though.
I know they're on a roll.
They beat West Virginia. I thought, man, West Virginia sucks, but apparently Kansas is quite the ball club.
They're on a roll, but Iowa State figured something out. I didn't watch that game, but they only scored 14 points in that game.
Yeah.
So Iowa State figured something out. TCU can.
Well, I don't think Kansas is the typical Big 12 offensive powerhouse that.
Well, they were. They were scoring good. They were scoring.
All right.
I mean, so I think TCU will benefit from this and can think about this. Game day's gonna be there all week, man. It's just gonna be like a party atmosphere. Game day coming in, setting up and stuff. There's a lot of distraction there for a team that's never had that. I mean, Kansas isn't used to that to start with football. So
is Les Miles still their coach?
Gosh, I don't know.
How long ago?
I don't know.
Because he would get them right, but I don't know. All right, what's your other pick?
Yeah, there's FSU, Florida State plus 3.5 at North Carolina State. So
yeah, I like that one.
I don't have a real big description about that, but Florida State, I think, just coming off a loss, and they're going to go up there. And
I just can never think NC State's any good. But.
I know. I think they'll get them. So. Anyway, we'll see how I do all those 4 instead of 10.
Yeah, 10's
that's a lot.
That's a lot.
I said I
probably why you went 3-7.
I came into it hot, like I thought I was Vegas Dave or something. I was saying, I'll just jump all in.
You got Killa Kev. He's 3-7 on the pod, so looking to make that.
So see if I can
7-7, and
if I can win 3 or 4 of those, then I'll write my record a little bit.
Vegas Dave. He came in thinking he was Vegas Dave. Oh man. So what are we gonna do about your fantasy team? First, let's talk about my fantasy team.
All right.
I feel like you last year. They're full of riches. I've got.
Yeah.
My problems are I don't know who to start. I got Pierce, which I know you're mad about because he.
I'm not mad. You keep saying. Okay, listen.
Yeah. No. He's balling. He's the number 1 guy. He scored 15 plus 3 weeks in a row. He's the obvious number 1 back.
Okay, are you starting him?
Well, I got Leonard Fournette and
Are
Christian
you
McCaffrey.
starting him?
I could.
But are you?
I'm starting Metcalf and Drake London this week.
But see, you
Deontay Johnson and Brandon
keep trying to throw Dameon Pierce in my face, which you didn't explain what happened. I drafted Dameon Pierce. I felt
draft him.
You know what? I felt like, yeah, he'd be nice to have on the bench, but there was something else I needed more at the time, so I dropped him and I picked it up, and then you picked him up, and now that's fine. You sit there and say it's great, how you stole him from me and blah blah blah, but
I'd start Dobbins over him probably anyway, but I'm just saying.
Exactly. So
I've got 2 starting running backs that anybody else in the league would start on their team, just sitting there. But,
okay, that's great.
But you're not going to start Fournette or Christian McCaffrey. You're not going to start one of them over him. Jeff Wilson, he's balling too.
Right. You've got good running backs.
I got good wide receivers. I'm benching Deontay Johnson and Brandon Cooks next week. It's going to be Drake London and Metcalf.
I thought I had good running backs, but I can't get production out of the ones that I put in there.
Kamara's didn't play. He was in a good spot.
Josh Jacobs, man, 34.5 points.
I didn't see all that.
34.5, and he was sitting on my bench. But I still wouldn't have won.
Right.
I wouldn't have won.
But the points helped, though.
With him, and I wouldn't have won with Olave in there. Both. And Olave would have got me 11 or 12 points, so it doesn't matter. I mean, I just got beat by, he got like 133 or 138 or something. I wasn't there, so.
Well, I was telling you, I thought I made some bad plays, but Fournette and McCaffrey ended up doing well. I wasn't going to start Pierce or Dobbins over one of them.
Yeah, so now.
My wide receivers, I was going to, instead of, I would have done, I would have taken Brandon Cooks out before Deontay Johnson. He's the one that kind of suck. But with Kenny Pickett coming in, and I think I'm going to kind of relax on the Deontay Johnson train, see how that plays out. Metcalf's getting targeted a lot. Drake London targeted a lot. He had a bad week, but target shares there, so.
Well, I've got Matt Gay, the kicker, in tonight, but it won't matter unless he scores 40 or 50.
There we go. Maybe Matt Gay will score 40 or 50.
I just want to see the Rams win. You know, like 45 to whatever, or lose. And I want him to kick 15 field goals from 30 or 40 yards out.
Yeah, I think they'd have to be 40 to 30. Yeah, you need about 15 field goals at 30 to 39 yards.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't even know if that'll do it. If you're 40, yeah, you need 15, 14. Yeah. So that's a lot out of your kicker but
he can do it.
Todd only needs 84 out of Cooper Kupp, so I think he's got a good shot there.
Yeah.
It was just a lot of blowouts this week. A lot of people underperformed and a lot of people overperformed.
Yeah. And I didn't have a couple of the right ones in, but I still wouldn't have won, so I don't feel... Yeah, the points are important. I get what you're saying, but I don't care at this point about the points. I just want to start winning.
Right. Well, I think that's all we got for the fantasy podcast this week. So we couldn't really help you out or give you any useful college football picks. So.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do better now.
Or maybe just do the opposite of us.
Yeah.
I've always said a terrible capper is just as good as an amazing one.
Yeah.
Just fade them.
If I just would have switched my picks.
Who knows? You might fade him and then he'll go 4-0. That's always the irony in it, but that's all we got for this podcast, I think. See if you can right the ship.